Hello, I'm Jacob Burrows. Welcome to RiverCap, our Riverdale recap series. That's right, I just came up with that. First, feedback from last week's episode. Thank you for explaining pepperellis to me. I think I get it now. I hope they make it a zombie show, which is, yes, I couldn't be more on board with that ever. Partly because these characters are acting like characters in the first half of a horror movie, acting like so stupid, and it's because someone's gonna kill them, but I think that's just what acting is now. It's just episode 3, Archie will be like, well, what did me and creepy teacher woman hear? And the entire episode will have dramatic background music. Gotta have the dramatic background music as they do seemingly normal things. You kinda nailed it, the nail on the head there, because the music is there. I mean, she's playing a cello. That is the creepiest instrument there is, except maybe a giant organ, like a vampire organ. But you were wrong in that they didn't even question the gunshot. Archie didn't even seem to think about it. He's too concerned with his own drama, isn't he? Jughead's the only one doing any actual investigation, once again proving he's the only sane one. And also a ghost. Hashtag Jughead is a ghost theory. That's too long of a hashtag. We'll work on that. So, do you like it, the show? Honestly, after this episode, the answer is no. But even more honestly, the answer is I'm still watching it. There are shows that I think are extremely good that I just don't watch. And it's just too exhausting or something. And this, I just watch it. And it's like, it's kind of like those videos where people are dressed up as Elsa and Spider-Man. It gets the watch time, so it doesn't really matter if it's not good. And now, episode 3 of Riverdale. I didn't even bring up the fact last week that Cheryl Blossom clearly didn't kill her brother. I mean, it was obviously one of those things where she's like, I'm guilty. And they're like, are you talking figuratively, like Sirius Black when he went to prison and he didn't say anything because he felt too guilty about suggesting a different secret keeper? Yes, of course. And also it was kind of a contrived twist we put in just to make it a twist. Honestly, I straight up didn't remember why Archie had a black eye, and I'm surprised that the show did. Should we re-binge Making a Murderer on Netflix tonight? I don't know, can we have a conversation without a pop culture reference? Counter question? I know people use pop culture references in real life, and that's why you want to put it in, because it's like real people talk like that. But there's a point where you've gone too far. But they do say that dating Chuck is like dating a Kennedy, which I think was good, because I expected them to say something like, dating Chuck, that's like dating a One Direction band member. So on the first date, Chuck tells Veronica that he's glad that she's not high maintenance, as he expected. How does he know if she is high maintenance? Does he know what maintenance means? It's not something you do right when you pick up an object, such as a woman, for example. You do the maintenance over time as things start to deteriorate. Maybe that's why Veronica's like, thanks, but no thanks, generic gay friend. But seriously, guys, it's good that Riverdale is tackling slut shaming. I really think we're really gonna solve it now, I think, because Riverdale's on the case. They go tell Chuck to take down his picture thing, and he's like, what is even this social network? Is this Facebook? What is this? Oh, there's cyberbullying as well. We're gonna solve that too, don't you worry. This comment, I mean, she was thinking about that for a minute. Are my eyebrows really that big? Then this turns into Chuck Clayton Must Die. They have this book where they write down who had sex with who, and they're all cheating. No one brings this up. Don't they know anything about, like, two-step verification? How hard is it to get some sort of proof? I mean, I know that's not the big problem here, but honestly, I think these boys aren't having sex at all. They're just lying to each other and writing it down. I don't know if they're as big of a menace as they think they are, but it's believable that they can convince each other because, I mean, just judge it by Chuck. He doesn't even know what maintenance means. Don't worry, Chuck, you will. So the crew goes full Scooby-Doo trying to find this book, and they find it very easily, and then Betty flips out completely. Not surprising, looking at no one will leave her lipstick alone. Yeah, that's good parenting, Mom. That's not gonna mess her up like your other daughter. You really fixed all your parenting issues from daughter 1 into 2.0. This is not gonna end up the same way. Let's talk about Chuck. He's the most conveniently stupid character. Just look at him. This trap is the least believable thing anyone could ever think of. He would be able to see through it if he was an actual character, but He's actually just standing in for misogyny, so it's fine. Chuck's type of sexism is the type that's really easy to defeat. I feel like the more insidious parts of it are the parts that worm into the brains of smart people, men and women, and make them act and think in messed up ways. They don't always have to be just straw men for you to set fire to, or in this case, boil. I mean, why does he fall for this? Oh. Okay, my brain just shut off. This makes more sense now. This is Riverdale, so I'm pretty impressed with how they ended this storyline with Betty going a little bit bananas, just a little bit over the line there at the end. More importantly, lots of good fan fiction fuel for all you Veronicas. What is this? I just made it up in my head and it was the correct Veronica. That's the name of the ship. The current tally on Archive of Our Own is Archie/Betty has 23 fanfics. Archie/Veronica has 25 fanfics. Betty/Veronica has 90 fanfics. So the show kind of knows what it's doing here. There's another plot to this episode. I didn't talk about it much, but basically Grundy continues to be the absolute worst person and Archie's too stupid / turned on to see it still. But he does go and give some evidence, and then Cheryl's like, thanks for saving my ass. I can at least tell that you're crazy, even if my genitals blind me to Miss Grundy. Oh no, it's not a trick. I'll do anything you want. Get me in with the musicians. It's all I want is the music. So yeah, they're actually also tackling another important issue of white songwriters for black artists, like Max Martin, I guess. Josie's all, you think you can write my struggle? And I'm like, You're my candy girl, the kind with the swirls. So sweet, fell in love with your curves. This song is about you wrote this song about the struggle? Baby, I want your sugar, I'm ready to get served. It's all about the struggle, yeah. I can tell. My candy girl. You're like Rosa Parks, basically. Anyway, Archie quickly wins them over and he wins his father over. God, you can't stay mad at that guy. That's about it, except my Jughead is a ghost theory is alive and well, unlike Jughead, because how did he appear that quickly in that scene? It doesn't do it justice, these screenshots, just watch it. How is that possible? That's why he reacts like that. It doesn't make any sense. He should be sitting there like, oh, I just fucking ran to look cool. I ran to look cool. I'm like Batman. Totally explains that his weird past with Archie. He's a ghost, not letting go of this. He's investigating the scoutmaster who's like, I just shot a gun to be safe, to keep the kids safe. And Jughead does the appropriate face. He does hand over the information that Miss Grundy was there at the river that day, which we knew. I've kind of forgot that Jughead didn't even know. Wait, doesn't Jughead knows about their relationship, so this isn't really a twist, is it? It was just a character's finding, it was a revelation for Betty? So that's it for episode 3 of Riverdale. What were your favorite bits? What were the worst bits? Is the show going uphill or downhill? And did you ever notice how both of those sound like a bad thing? Not the strongest episode in my estimation. What's your estimation? Put it in the comments and we'll put it in the next thing. Check out showswhatyouknowshow.com for all your television news. We do a podcast about television shows such as Riverdale, and also other television shows. I just threw up in my mouth. Visit awesomepedia.org as well. That's my website. And also, I have a YouTube channel where I do things not related to Riverdale. Sometimes. Maybe sometimes I do things related to Riverdale. If you want that. I'm not saying I'll do whatever you want just to get the watch time. I'm just saying, you know, click these things. Maybe you're on a platform without things. Click it anyway, you know, why not? Boom, 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 click. I'm cutting all that out.